We are here today with another younger youth group webinar. As always, our team is excited to present to you something new. New in the sense, the topic that they choose, they try to bring in their individuality in it. And we hope that you are liking the webinars. And if you do so, please leave your comment if you're joining in from YouTube or Facebook. And if you can join in the Zoom link, it would be great so that they can get the motivation, that you can interact with them. And we do our proper prep sessions every Tuesday and Thursday. And it has been a great journey for our this group. And we have new kids joining in. We have Shrikriti and Nitya. They have been here as guest speakers for the last 2 weeks. And then they are here today as panelists. So we are welcome especially to you. And we have our ones that think they are almost, they own this platform because this platform belongs to them. So we are so glad to have this topic with you all, the importance of art, their art forms, and they have taken different art forms, which are not only visual arts, not only art on paper, but it's all around. So we'll see what art forms they have chose and how they will explain why it is important, why it helps in human development, or does it at all help. So in terms of learning, understanding, art always makes it much simpler. So that is our understanding, and we are eager to know what our youth has today. But the surprising part is today we have two moderators, and one, she left for India 2 days back, but she now woke up from her wee hours in the morning from her sleep, and now she's joining in from India. Hats off to you, Ritvika, for joining in, getting up this early and joining in from India. But so our co-moderators are Ritvika and Tanishka today. I am sure they'll blow and they'll carry this webinar in the best possible way because they have been here for a long time. Absolute pleasure to have all of you kids. All the best. Over to you, Ritvika and Tanishka.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tanishka. So today we have our topic as our artistic talents. So you might see art as something like painting or drawing, the most simplest things. But if you really look in depth in it, there's patterns and there's textures. And it's not only paintings and arts, it's instruments and it's sports. And today we're here presenting that to you. With me, I have my co-moderator, Ritvika.
Thanks, Tanishka. So let's go ahead and jump into our table of contents. First, we'll be meeting our panelists. Here you'll meet our speakers for today's webinar. Next, we'll jump right into our art pieces, where we will go in depth of our panelists' art pieces. Third, we'll do our conclusion, where we conclude our webinar. And last but not least, we'll have our interactions and Q&A towards the end of the webinar, where you can join our Zoom meeting and ask your questions or pop them in the YouTube chat.
So first, we'll go ahead and meet our panelists.
Hi everyone, it's Ritvika Kari here. I'm a 6th grader from Bowen Park Middle School here in Troy, Michigan. Some of my hobbies include playing sports and crocheting, which you will learn a bit more about in this week's webinar. I remember when I was in kindergarten, my art teacher told us to draw anything that came up came up in our mind at that second. You guys won't guess what I had to draw that day. I thought of a doctor. So at this point, I have to draw something in the human body, and I had no clue of any parts of the human body, which brings me to what I'm going to talk about in today's webinar, which is drawings of the human body. I'll also be talking about two arts that have to do with yarn. So stick around for my part of the webinar to find out my art talents.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanishka Nethaji and I am your co-moderator today. So today I will be talking about an art of mine, which I believe in is my flute. So stick around to see everything about my flute. Some of my hobbies are I like to read and I like to play my instrument, and I also like to play volleyball.
Hello, my name is Arushi. I will about virtual art. Some of my hobbies are reading, anime, webtoon, and dancing and singing. I also love cats. So yeah. Hi, my name is Kriti, and I'm going to be talking about my painting.
Hi, my name is Ishan, and I'm going to be talking about my Lego spaceship. Some of my hobbies are playing video games and playing hockey.
Hi, my name is Nithya, and I'm going to be talking about my painting of mines.
Hi, my name is Manaswini, and I'm going to be talking about playing my violin. My hobbies are playing the violin and the keyboard.
Thank you, everyone. So wait, Ishan. Okay, so let's jump into our art talents. First, we have Shrikati.
So I'm going to be first talking about why I chose this painting. I chose this painting because it reminded me of when I went to Mackinac with my family. We stayed there in a hotel and we rode bikes. We rode bikes through some of Mackinac. So it was a really fun experience. Where I got this idea from Mackinac, where we were at Lake Huron at there like huge rocks near the lake. So me and my family got on the rocks and took pictures. So where did art come from? The revelation that art was being made on the opposite side of the world during the Ice Age suggests that symbolic paintings could have originated independently, or perhaps art making originated much earlier in Africa, where humans evolved before marching out to other continents about 1,000 years ago. So some awards I got. I got an award in first grade for a painting, but I don't remember what the painting was, but it was in school. And I also got another award in third grade. So I drew like a pizza shop, and then in the background it was trees, but it was more detailed, colorful, and prettier.
Thanks, Shrikati. Wait, Ishan, go back for a second. How long did it take you to paint this? It looks amazing.
Probably like 2 hours.
Oh, nice. That's really nice. So next we have Tanishka.
Okay. So hi everyone. I'm gonna be talking about my flute. So how to make a sound out of the flute. So the bottom left corner is called an embouchure hole, and that is the hole that you make the sound of a flute out of. It really matters on what type of the like metal or anything is of the embouchure hole, because if you have the best recommended is silver, and that's because it's the most simple one and it's the one everyone uses. You can also have copper or anything. So yeah. And if you have something engraved on the embouchure hole, it might be very tough for you to make a sound, but it also is very easy at one point too. Types of flute. So in the top photo, you have four types of flutes. Of course, there are many other ones, but these are technically the main type of ones. The first flute that is the smallest is called the piccolo, and it makes the highest noises. The second flute is called a C major flute. That's the one that's very commonly used. I use that flute, and it makes a very mid-termed noise. The flute underneath that is called an alto flute, and it makes very low noises, which is why it's so big, because since it's so hollow, it can make more lower noises. And finally, the largest one is the bass flute, and it makes the most lowest noises. It has a turn on the embouchure hold to make it sound more sophisticated and lower. So my personal experience with flute, how I started to get to play the flute is when I was in third grade. All my fifth graders in my school got to play a concert, and I only saw one girl playing the flute, and I wanted to play the flute with her. So from then on, I decided that I was going to play the flute in fifth grade, and I was going to continue it. When I got to fifth grade, I started playing, and I wasn't technically the best fan of it. I really disliked it at first. But over the summer, I started to get a passion for it, and I took personal classes, and it took me to a greater level. I can definitely say I'm ahead. I can definitely say I love playing the flute more than anything, and it takes me out of my comfort zone to some point of a level that I can't to put in words. So that is it for me. I hope you guys learned something about the flute, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Next.
Tanishka. Just saying, Tanishka's really good at playing the flute, honestly. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in because me and her have
Thank you. That's so sweet. So next we have Nitya, who's going to be talking about her line and pattern painting.
How I got the idea, I was scrolling on YouTube and I saw a really cool video. I saw the video and I really liked it, and I thought it would be really nice to try out. So I tried it and then I really liked it. I picked these paintings because I really like these because they have many colors, and the colors I like a bit more than the others. Thank you.
Very nice, Nitya. I really like those paintings. They look very abstract and wonderful. I'm going to ask you the same question that Rithvika asked to Shrikriti. How long did you take to make these paintings?
It took me 30 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay. That's very nice for 30 minutes. Good job.
So next we have me talking about crocheting. And okay, hi everyone, it's Ritvika Kari, and today I'll be talking to you about my art pieces or talents in today's webinar. First up, I'll be sharing with you my favorite part of art that I like to do almost every day, which is crocheting. Crocheting is a process of creating textiles by using a crochet hook to interlock loops of yarn, thread, or strands of other material. The name derived from the French term crochet, meaning small hook. At first, most people might think that it's pretty tough, and it is really tough to get the yarn to hold onto the hook based on my personal experience. But honestly, if you all work really hard on one art talent that you guys are really passionate about, I like guarantee you that you guys will succeed at it and probably become a professional. So next, my inspiration. My inspiration was on this video that was posted a couple of years ago of making plastic beds out of yarn. So let's go ahead and watch that video to see how impactful it is. So on the next, yeah. Wait, we can't hear it.
Item that can be used by one. You can take any white garbage bag and make it into an essential item that can be used by one and all. My name is Joanne Husband, and I'm here today to introduce you all to some of the hardest working ladies I've ever met. They are the Nanaimo Harbor City crafty workers, and they make a huge variety of things.
I'm Terry Wolfarth, and we are the bag ladies and starting making bags out of plastic bags. First of all, you get our bags, and you need to fold them up first to cut them to make your yarn. So you fold them like this, and then you fold it in half again. You fold it in half again. Then we will cut off the top and cut off the seam at the bottom. I got the idea off the internet. Some ladies in Australia started doing this, and I thought it was a wonderful thing. And depending how thick you want your mat, you make wider strips. Then we take our strips and we join them together. Just loop them through and pull them tight so they make a nice, neat join. And then we just keep joining all these loops and we roll them into our ball, which is called plarn because it's plastic yarn. Then we start to crochet with them. We start with just a chain and we try to make them 36 to 42 inches wide. So it will be a sleeping mat, so wide enough for different sized people to sleep on. The bigger the crochet hook, the thicker the yarn, the wider the strips are, the thicker the yarn will be. So it'll make a more cushioned mat. And with the finished one, we'll crochet a strap, just a chain on each end to make a strap so that we can roll them up, also crochet a handle on it. And then that way they can be rolled up, they can be slung over your thing and packed easily, and they're very light, they're very warm, they'll keep you dry, they keep the warmth from if you're laying on ground or cement or whatever, they help keep you warm. So they would be great for the homeless, which is what we would like them for. So if people would like to learn how to do this, we would welcome anyone who would come and help make us mats for the homeless.
Yeah, Ishan, you can go to the next slide. Okay, isn't that super cool? But I just figured out the other day that some people in Michigan are doing this too. Plastic bags make plastic mats is the name of the new initiative from National Council of Jewish Women, Michigan, NCJWMI, which is aimed at both addressing the plastic pollution problem while helping Detroit's homeless community have a better night's sleep. Members of NCJWMI's Green Committee wanted to come up with a practical solution to reduce the plastic waste from plastic bags and learned that it was possible to create a comfortable sleeping mats from plastic bags. I'm planning to start crochet club next year for middle schoolers to get to learn this fun and exciting artistic talent that could potentially change their lives forever. Okay, so here's the fun part. Let's go ahead and jump on into my experience with crocheting. Before we go into the deep things, let's hear a realistic story of me in 5th grade. So as we all know, we had a hybrid last year and it was pretty tough, from issues to Wi-Fi to unavailability of electronics. We couldn't meet our teachers from school, but worst of all, we couldn't be beside our friends. I know how everyone feels because I've been through these experiences. But just as things could get any worse, I got a message from my brother's 3rd grade teacher, Miss Mueller, and she was looking forward to start a crochet club and was looking out for anyone who would teach the kids online. But remember, I didn't know how to crochet at the time, so I had to self-learn by going to the best website that has many how-tos, aka YouTube, and start learning to crochet. Unfortunately, I didn't learn it that fast. I kept messing up stitches, pulling out loops, and even tangled my yarn. But after looking at my silhouette drawing, which I'll be talking about later, I gained so much confidence in myself and learned it successfully. Now let's go ahead and see the amazing award crocheting has brought me on the next slide. Okay, so basically, our whole group, our online group, we all got the Incredible Kids Award for 2021. And since we were like the most impactful to the community, we actually got our like certificates and everything from Troy's mayor, Ethan Baker. So that was pretty cool. As you can see on the left top, those are all my friends. We all started this crochet club, and we've been really best friends. And in the middle, in the small picture with a teacher and two kids, me and my brother, the middle teacher, she's actually Miss Mueller, and I'm so honored to have a teacher like that to be giving me this experience of crocheting. And as you can see on the right side, second to last, that's Ethan Baker. I actually crocheted him a little like coaster, so he really liked them. And then in the far right, that's me and my brother. But also, crochet has many advantages. I have been like crocheting for almost like 2 years at this point, and I've seen many differences between like my mindfulness and how I concentrate on things. So basically, like I used to do meditation and stuff, and now when I started doing crocheting, it really helped like release all my stress. And because of crochet, I learned many new things, so I'm very thankful for that. Next, let's.
Rithika,
Yeah.
before you go on, I have to say something about crocheting in our school. People in 8th grade have started a crocheting club for charity.
Nice. Yeah. Well, so I was also planning to like create a club where we could make Plarn as seen in the video and then help the community as well. Ishan, can you go to the next slide? So so let's move on to my human body drawings. These drawings might look a bit weird. Personally, I'm not a great drawer. But on the left side, you can see that I drew the brain and color coded them for different parts of the brain. Personally, I hate coloring. But it's really cool how I got this idea of building the brain. And next, towards the middle, you see a picture of a head and some other organs. This was actually a drawing I think I made in like 3rd or 4th grade. And let's move on to my process of making these art pieces. As I said before, I personally always like to self-learn. Ever since I was in kindergarten, I've always taught myself different skills that would help develop me as a person. And these drawings, I actually looked on the internet for like information about like the human body and the brain, and I self-taught myself how to make these. So I couldn't believe I did that early of a grade, but I'm really proud of the work I did here. So importance of the work here. So everyone has a dream when they grow up, either doctor or engineer, and personally I wish to be a doctor for the digestive system. I've always been interested in studying how the body actually breaks down the food, and I'm still continuing the process of learning it. So basically, this drawing I feel like will help me in the future and in the present for learning more about the human body. Next. Yeah, so this one was the drawing I mentioned to you guys. Thanks, Ishan. Before of a silhouette drawing. So this was actually a drawing which I made in 3rd grade, I think. Yeah. And mine actually got selected to be in Troy Community Center because like the story behind this drawing is very like rich. I'll tell you guys the story. So basically, we had to make like this sort of silhouette piece with any type of animal and a sunset background. And I personally chose a horse I know you guys might be thinking like, why in the world would you choose a horse? Like, what's so important in that? But this piece has actually helped me like continue work, even when I feel like I want to give up. As you can see, horses, they run really fast and they keep going. And that whenever I feel like a bit down or stuff, I always come back to this piece and realize the hard work I put into this, and that I should keep going. Last but not least, uh, yeah, I think that's it. So these are my three art pieces, not pieces, but there's more. But these are my art talents that I have gained, and I'm very thankful to have each one of them. And I hope you guys also take one of these art pieces ahead for yourself. I know Tanishka's still working on crocheting, and so is Shrikati. But yeah, I hope you guys like really like the arts and the story and the importance behind it. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice done, Rithvika. So yeah, she is teaching me how to crochet. It is such a hard time to do because I had to do like 11 loops, and I was doing that for like at least an hour, and she did it in 30 seconds. And the fact that she self-taught herself was very, very like it was amazing. So kudos to Rithvika for winning those awards. So next we have Arushi talking about her virtual art.
Hello, everyone. I'll be talking about virtual art. Now, what is virtual art? Virtual art is art you can do virtually, basically what the name says. So, as you can see in my pieces on my slide, you can see that I split my art pieces. One where it's just I'm going with any art piece I want. The other one says friends. Yes, friends. I draw these art pieces also for my friends so they can enjoy too. To the first one, you see the one I drew for my friend Olivia. The one next to it is I drew for Viv. The one right below Olivia's, I drew for Amelia. The one next to it is I drew for Kia, one of my best friends. And the one below Amelia's is actually one of my favorites that I did for myself. The one next to that is something I did for my friend because she wanted to see how it works. Now, all these pieces mean a tiny bit to me, especially the one holding the sushi because, as I said, it was one of my favorite and I love sushi. All of these are pieces. Many people ask me that, do I have names for them? Probably no, because I don't know any anime names, and these are all anime girls. So you also might be wondering why most of them have. You also might notice that most of my drawings have glasses. This is because these drawings are mostly of me and my sister. Anyway, all of this is because of my love for art. Right now, I enjoy mostly drawing frogs' eyes and mushrooms. My friends say that I'm the best artist in the class, which gives me more motivation to keep going. If I could, I would go on and on talking about art. I love art so much I joined an art class. Also, me and my friend made an apron, which I will be talking about in the next slide, following a few others. Next. So first, the apron. So this is the apron that I made. I was working on with my friend Katie. We sewed a pocket in the middle where right here, basically not really us, maybe mostly her sister, but we made an apron for art. Also, now frogs. I drew these frogs at my friend's house for an art contest. Now, for my eyes, I don't really have any picture of my eyes, but the picture on my slide of eyes is the closest I could get. Last, we have my mushroom piece. This took 3.5 weeks to finish. And I will be doing is that on Monday, with a different sort of type of clay than this, I'll be either making more mushrooms or frogs or mushrooms with frogs. I still don't know yet. But I also think that I love art too. Art also makes me feel like I accomplished something. Also, I can, anything I do in art can come out differently better than the other. Just like my mushroom clay mushrooms. Thank you.
Those are beautiful, Arushi. They look so good. I liked when you said I either draw frogs with mushrooms or just frogs or mushrooms. You draw so well. I could never draw like that. I could only draw stick figures. So yeah, good job.
Yeah, Arushi's really passionate about art. I can already tell. Ishan next. Yeah, so next we have Manaswini talking about her art talent of the violin.
Origin and the history. Origin means the place it was made. So the violin was made in Italy, and the violin was made in the early 16th centuries. The violin is the smallest and highest pitched of the instruments in the string family. History is related to a North African instrument called rebab. The violin is known as a fiddle. The violin was invented by Andrea Amati. First, the chin rest is for your chin to rest on. It won't hurt your chin. The peg is to tune the instrument. And there are 4 strings: E, A, D, G, E, A, D, G. E is the highest. A is a little, not much, but low. D is a little bit low, and G is the lowest. The black part is called the fingerboard right here. Fingerboard. It's where we do pizzicato. A pizzicato is usually what you use with your hands and not the bow. At the top of the violin is called a scroll. And near to the scroll, there's some kind of black knots, are called the pegs that help you tune the violin. And near bottom of the fingerboard, like really bottom, they're called fine tuners or adjusters. It also helps you tune the violin. And the white piece that's in the middle that holds the strings in place is called the bridge. If it moves, it makes a terrible sound. The bottom black part close to the bridge is called the tailpiece. Those are all the parts. Facts. The violin has been around for 500 years. Violins are made by spruce maple wood. Over 70 different pieces wood are put together to form a modern violin. Violin bowls are typically contain 150 to 200 hairs. My experience. Since I'm in 5th grade, I chose an instrument. I chose the violin because I thought it would be easy. But since I started playing, I realized it wasn't so easy. After sooner or later, I had concerts coming up, but the first concert, I wasn't able to make it since I was sick. After that, I really wanted to participate in playing in concerts. Also, why I chose it, because soon I'm having a concert, and maybe some of you are close to 5th grade are thinking about what to choose. If you are choosing the violin, I maybe thought I can tell you a little bit about it. So that's why I chose in my experience. That's all for now. Hope you learned a lot more about the violin.
Thanks, Manaswini. Yeah, I also used to play the violin and sometimes I continue playing it. But yeah, I never knew about these adjusters, tailpiece, uphill, and all those things. But it seems really interesting, and I would love to like go in depth about the real, like the actual pieces of the violin so that I can learn more about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you play violin. So next we have Ishan, who's going to be talking about Legos.
Hi, it's me, Ishan again, and I'm talking about my Lego spaceship. I will tell you one thing flat out. This took like 3 weeks to build. At first, I just started out with like, if you see the back part, like this part, I'd never used to have this part or the wings. The wings used to be here, and it was like really small then. And then it took me and then added this part right here, and then I added the bumpers in the back, in the front, and then I had to add all this stuff. The reason it took me 3 weeks is because it kept breaking every time I clipped on a wing like this one. This structure here would break, or if I clipped on this whole thing on the top, um this this structure would break too. Up here, when I clicked on this and this part would break, and then it just broke a lot. Why I chose to do this? Like, I was just bored, and I got a Lego set for my ninth birthday. Yeah, my ninth birthday. And I like built it, but then I just destroyed it. I have a then I just started building a small spaceship to like just put on my desk over there, and then I never thought it would like be this big. I had to like cheat a little, I guess, on some of the parts, like this part right here. I sort of cheated by fitting the Legos in ways that you're like not allowed to exactly. And also with the American flag, I sort of cheated by taping this on the flag decal, and then putting this pole straight into the Lego instead of somehow being able to clip it. And that's all. Thank you.
Very cool, Ishan. I'm sure that must have taken a lot of time to make. I'm personally not a fan of Legos because it hurts my nails, and I don't even have nails, first of all. So it's just hard to like put them on and take them back. So very good job.
Yeah, I agree with Tanishka. But I honestly love like, looking at the how-to book or something on in the Lego kit and then copying out from there. Me and my brother used to do many different Legos. And personally, I think you had a lot of perseverance, I guess, when building this. Because like continuing it, even if a bunch of Legos fell down, is absolutely amazing. Can you read
I have something to join. I made a mini Lego kitchen oven that has a working stove, oven, and water fountain.
Wow, I wish you just took it to the next level. Amazing. Yeah. Can you go to the next slide?
House
Yeah. Okay, so now we have the conclusion. So now we're going to conclude the webinar. But before we go to the interactions and Q&A, we have another two speakers, me and Tanishka. We are going to be talking to you guys. Sorry we didn't have a slide. There was a big thing that happened. But yeah, so me and Tanishka will be talking to you guys about volleyball and both of our experiences from it.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, our name, me and Rithvika and Shrikriti are very good friends, and we live right close to each other, and we all live right by a park. So Rithvika is such a great master of volleyball, and I saw her playing one day and I wanted to play too. So I asked her if I could play, and we started learning in the gym lunch. And soon we got good. And yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know what volleyball is, just saying, volleyball is a team sport in which two teams of 6 players are separated by a net. Each team tries to score a point by grounding a ball on the other team's side. And personally, I feel like I have struggled a lot with volleyball. Like at this point, Tanishka knows, like she knows that like I'm pretty good at volleyball, but starting off, my hand used to hurt a lot because the ball itself is really hard. Yeah, thanks, Ishan. That's a quick picture of how volleyball actually works. But personally, I started off with a lot of like scrapes and rashes on my hand because of like the how hard the ball was and the impact. Um but later on as I continued like playing, um like I got used to the amount of pressure that was kept on my hand, and now I can like actually play better. And like one thing that I would say I would have to work on is like spiking. I feel like I know like most of the overhand and underhand serves and all that stuff. But I still need to work on my overhand, and that's just like one improvement. And I think that along with me, Tanishka and Shrika, that you can add on. Both of them have really like pushed me to my limits when learning about volleyball. So shout out to you guys.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, go
So,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead, Arishi.
I wanted to say that I do volleyball too, and I'm on intermediate. I just moved up.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's really good. Yeah. So something that I would say about volleyball for me personally, I'm just started playing like for the last like 6 months or something, around there, 3, 4, 5, around there. And I could say that I could definitely like set it and like bump it. But when it comes to like spiking overhand, I can't get it over the net. I can't even spike right now. And I have to say, Ritvika said that like me and Shukriti are such like a huge inspiration for her, or not an inspiration, a push on for her. And we like take her to her limits, but really she is like our role model how to play volleyball. And I'm sure Shukriti can like say yeah, because we both are stuck at playing and she really helped us. So yeah.
Okay. Just saying they both like have a lot of like they keep a lot of work when playing volleyball, even if they have some improvements to do. They're still really amazing at volleyball. So Shrika, do you have anything to add on? Because I know you love playing volleyball.
I mean, like, I didn't start volleyball till you and Tanishka started playing, so you guys just kind of encouraged me to play volleyball. But since I'm still learning, my hands hurt a lot so far.
Yeah, it definitely does. After I play, it like gets red over here. And Shukriti, every time she sets it or bumps it, she comes to me running and she goes, my hand hurts. Yeah.
But I'm good at hitting the ball high, but I'm just not good at aiming it to people.
Which is something you have to work on.
Yeah, I feel like every one of us here, we have different like art talents, because there's no way you haven't like made a type of art before or played a type of or played like any sports. But the main thing is that when learning about it, like personally for me, when learning, I tend to like mostly like have some like separate place where I can work by myself and learn it by myself. So I feel like even like when crocheting, like I had to like step out and just do it by myself peacefully. And if I needed any help, I would go ask someone. But I feel like the main thing is that you should never give up, honestly. Because I tend to see people give up like right on the spot when they like mess up on some sort of like bump or something in volleyball. So I feel like the main point is for all these arts is to keep pushing through it, even if you're facing difficulties. And soon, like who knows, like maybe you'll become an expert, as I said before. So now let's move. Can you go back to slides? Thanks, Ishan. So now we have the interactions and Q&A. So we had a little bit of interaction here in the conclusion in volleyball. But if you guys are joining in from YouTube, you can join our Zoom link if you have any questions or just to interact with our panelists and share your inputs, or you can just post like any questions or connections in the YouTube chat. So does anyone have any questions?
So I have a question. So, which one do you guys think really like having to like suppose Manaswini hasn't played like volleyball before. Well, do you guys think like it pushed her to like play volleyball? Like what art would it be seeing others like pushed you to like maybe try that art?
Probably the flute.
Wow,
Yay!
Tanishka, so happy.
I achieved something.
So, as a Rushi, I've started doing digital art because like why not? And I completely like mess up lines and stuff. Shrikati can connect to this. And like
No, there's an undo button.
So,
undo.
yeah, I agree with Zika. I actually started digital art too since like the beginning of 6th grade, kind of. But it is it's easier than doing it on paper because if you make a mistake, you had to just try fixing it. But if it's online, you can just undo it.
Good point, Shrikati.
The magic.
Nitya, okay, we have a very important question for you because you're like the smartest person here. So which one do you think actually stood out to you? Please choose one.
I think gymnastics.
Okay, that works. I'm still
But
excited.
I really did. I actually learned it, and now I can do a few things.
Nice. I know
Yeah,
Shrikati is very good
gymnastics in like 3rd grade, but I stopped because of a reason.
I have my mini kitchen now.
That looks so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I'll get in the oven. Just
Okay, great going, everyone. Excellent presentation. Everyone, I think this was more personal. Everyone was happy, smiling while they were talking. So that makes all the difference. Great job, Ritvika and Tanishka, for being, those motivating co-moderators, getting on with the train. So, but Tanishka promised that. Arushi is showing something. I thought you said it was a working oven, so I thought I would ask you to bake a pizza. I did not see a Lego. What do you mean by working oven and working kitchen? Did I hear that correct?
Yeah, I was hoping like some sort of.
I was hoping too that I can, dinner can be on Arushi making on that. Okay, so it's not working. It's almost, it's Lego oven and okay. So with that, I think Tanishka promised that she would be playing the flute for all of us. And Manaswini, if it's fine with you, if you can play the violin, a small piece, and anyone else, Nitya, Shrikriti, Ritvika. I know Ritvika is thinking this is not my place. There I have the instrument, but yeah, Tanishka.
Yeah. So I'm so sorry about that. Actually, I should have bring it, but I'm at a friend's house right. So yeah, I can't. I'm so sorry.
Friend's house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Manaswini, how about you?
I really can't do it.
No? Okay.
I want to do some gymnastics. I like to show you.
What is it? I didn't get Nitya.
I could do some gymnastics if you guys would like to see.
Gymnastics? Okay. You can go ahead. That would be nice. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself. Whoa, look at that. See, I like how sporting you are. Yeah, very nice. A big round of applause for Nitya. Okay. Now, anybody else?
Can I do my harmonium?
Okay, a small piece. Okay, so you need more practice, Arushi. She loves Japanese song. She loves it so much. She learned it. She like for maybe 1 or 2 months every day we had to hear it 2 or 3 times a day. But and then she gets onto her small this keyboard, and then she also learns how to play it on her own. Very good. But then what she does it that she does not practice, and then she gets here could not play. But yeah, whatever you did, it's good. But yeah, that is another thing. Any form of art, if you don't practice it, will not give the benefits, and it will not grow with you. So if you really want that, then yes, do spend some time nurturing those hobbies, art, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, totally. I think many of us here, yeah.
Arushi, can you mute it, and you can do it later? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think everyone here like had to like work hard and not give up for anything, because I know that like if you start off with something new, you tend to not do it like perfectly. But it's a miracle if you do. But the thing is that I'm really proud of everyone here for taking like a talent that they have like found in themselves and like sharing it to others, so that others can probably even try this out and experience the same as the previous.
Yeah, definitely. I
Absolutely.
Rithvika, because I did not like, well, I was passionate about it, but when I went to actually playing it, it was really hard and I wanted to give up. But I got more passionate about it over the year, and look at me now. Um, so does anyone have anything or something to say, questions, comments, concerns, or we could wrap this up?
So yeah, I had one quick question. So out of like your talent or talents you guys have, what do you feel like is like what did you do or something like for flute? Like did you play any music piece that you're proud of? Or for like Ishan for Legos, did you build anything else that actually like is better than the one before and you improved?
Yeah, there was this so like I said, I take private lessons, and my teacher, she is called Barbara Ogar, and she is like she's part of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, and she also has this little like classes, and it's called Flute Studio. And she made us all play at this church for Christmas, and they were very low, like super duper low like notes, and they could only be like played with like an alto flute. But I did it with a C major flute, and I was really proud of myself because it took like at least 3 months of practice. And when we went and played there with like everyone, and I was actually the youngest person who was there playing in the flute studio. So I was really proud of myself for making that achievement and playing like that. So yeah.
I'm proud of that song because no one taught me at all. I just played random stuff and then I found the tune.
Yeah, I for crocheting I've made many stuff. But most importantly, I feel like there's one that stood out. I don't think, wait 1 second. Let me see if I can share my screen so I can show you guys. 1 second. Share screen, share. Okay. Slideshow. Okay. So these are all the things I made. I don't think I told this to you guys before. I made this cell project for science class. And it took me like at least like 2 weeks, I guess. And then I made this love type of thing. And I also made a scarf, and this probably took like 1 to 2 days. But the one I'm most proud of is the one here. It's basically like a collection I made for fall. It includes like a shawl and then like a headband that you can wear, and also like stuff. So I made like this design using like the colors that actually fall would represent, and also like different accessories and
Have you heard of a mood blanket? It's like every day
you
you'd
make like a square, yeah, and then you sew them all together for like the whole year or something. Yeah,
yeah.
I saw. It's pretty
So the
cool.
cell project, we have the same teacher but in different hours, and our teacher was like praising her. It's like, oh my gosh, this is what she gave me, and it was like so pretty, and she was like praising her so much.
Yeah, there was actually 2 students. One student made it out of a clay and it looked beautiful, but Rithvika's looked more even beautiful. And I came in the room and I saw that project and I was thinking, no, that's Rithvika's. If it's not Rithvika, then I don't know what to say. And I was like, Rithvika's.
Everybody was just like circling around it, and then they were like looking at it, and they got
good thing. Yeah, so also for the cell project, as I said, I tend to like think of the environment more, I guess, and making it like a safe community and stuff. So I actually stuffed that cell project with plastic bags, which is the most disgusting thing to do. But instead of like wasting the plastic and throwing it out and polluting the whole place, why not just use it as stuffing, and you got yourself an amigurumi. So does anyone else here have like any talent that have that they improve on? Seeing none, does anyone have any other questions that we all could discuss about?
I have one.
Go ahead.
So you have your own topic, right? So if you could do anything else of art, like say you want to draw on paper good, you would pick that. Like, how should I say this? Give me a
Yeah, so like I think basically what Arushi was doing. Wait, say it again. Just like say what you said again so that I can
like some sort of art piece that you feel like you can't do. That
okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this form of art, but it's kind of like knitting. No, it's kind of like crochet, which is knitting. It includes 2 needles, and you have to like thread in and out the needle. And personally, I have tried to make many stuff with it, and personally, I can't really get, because for crochet you only have 1 needle and it's easier to like move it around and stuff, but for knitting you have to use like 2 pulls and yarn and then keep twisting and turning it. It's so confusing. But I would like to like try it more, I guess, because like knitting and crocheting, they're like people mix it up sometimes, but honestly it's very different. And I feel like knitting could like help me more because as like a surgeon or something, you want your hands to be like active or something. So I personally think that crocheting and knitting will help me, and so I would like to like do more into knitting and make more projects.
I'd like to crochet more because I have the Star Wars crocheting thing I got for Christmas. I don't know how to crochet. at all. Like when I saw Rithvika's thing, I was like, how does she do that? And
it takes a lot of hard work, Arushi. It doesn't come like in one night.
How do you twist this and then turn this and then not this? And I don't know how to. I don't know how she does this, but I want to improve in crocheting, and that.
Very nicely said, Arushi. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to try more in contortion. It's something in gymnastics, but more flexible.
Oh, isn't it that like girl Sophie Dossi or something?
Yeah, I watch it.
Yeah, so basically contortion is like moving your body in ways that like a normal human wouldn't, like bending back and doing a bridge or something. But it's just like weird twisting postures that not many people would be able to do without practice. Go ahead, Shrikti.
Whenever I call Rithvika, she always gets her crochet needles and starts crocheting.
Thanks for that add-on. So does anyone have any connections? Manaswini, Ishan, you guys have been intensely staring at the meeting. Ishan, you look depressed. Come on, man. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Come on. At least share one thing. Like, do you do origami? Go ahead, Manaswini. Ishan's still trying to find the mute button.
Really, I really want to learn to play.
Yeah, bruh, Tanisha.
You could quit violin in 5th grade and then 6th grade.
Don't. Violin is the best
Come to flute. I will welcome you with open hands.
Guys, this is not a debate, okay?
No quitting.
We can do a separate thing about which instrument and yada yada yada, okay?
Never quit violin, never.
Thanks.
I did it. I'm still doing it in 6th grade.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
it's not a debate here, okay? It's not an MUN meeting where we all discuss about points and stuff. So does anyone have any questions, concerns, comments?
Yeah, I also want to learn the guitar.
Guitar, yeah. Most of my friends learned it, and personally, I'm not.
My brother and my dad are taking guitar lessons right now.
Just learn any instrument, but just make sure you don't ditch violin. No.
Why?
Violin is the best instrument in the whole entire universe.
Okay, Shrikati, we all get how. Yeah, she does. She's obsessed with it, and she's never quit it until violin club in elementary school.
Okay, fine. I got it.
Okay, yeah, fine. So anyone have any questions, stuff, things? I think Ishan left because he was bored. But yeah, I think we can end the webinar. Everyone did. Yeah, go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that can be also an art to learn how not to get bored when we have everything around us. We have to learn the art of not getting bored and not depend on somebody else to make us feel happy or make us feel, playful or excited so that we don't leave the webinar. So that is the art that we will be working on, correct? It's not always the phone, the computer, TV that we have need, but we can indulge ourselves in maybe listening to music, listening to others, being active, being where we are enjoying our life. That is also an art in itself. I believe that. With that, we end this session. Thank you everyone for joining in. And we will have our next prep session again on Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. EST for the younger youth group. And if you have to register, please go to www.letusrockit.com/youth and register your kids there. Okay, with that, we end this session. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Excellent work, kids. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good job. See you guys.